Hello, I'm the Awesome Tutor, and today we're going to be looking at photosynthesis. So, let's get started. Now, this is the equation for photosynthesis, and you really need to learn this because it commonly comes up in exams, frequently. And carbon dioxide reacts with water to give you glucose and oxygen. And you get the carbon dioxide from the air. And the water, you get it from the soil because it's absorbed through the roots. But for photosynthesis to occur, you need light energy and chlorophyll, which I'll talk about later. So photosynthesis occurs in leaves, and therefore you need to know the structure of leaves in your exam. Now here's the structure of the leaf, but as you can see it is kind of complicated, but don't worry because you don't need to learn all of this stuff. Now the epidermal tissue covers the leaf, and the epidermal tissue is here, the upper epidermis, and the lower epidermis. This is the epidermal tissue. It covers the leaf. The mesophyll tissue, which is here, the palisade layer and the spongy layer, this is the mesophyll tissue. This is where photosynthesis takes place. And the chloroplasts, which you see these green circles here in the cells, contain a green pigment called chlorophyll. And chlorophyll absorbs light, and that's how you get the light energy for photosynthesis. Now the xylem here is a tissue which transports water from the soil around the plant. Remember, you need water for photosynthesis, so this is very useful. Now phloem is also a tissue which transports glucose from the leaves around the plant. Glucose is a product of photosynthesis, and so it's useful because it transports it to the parts of the plant which need it. Now the stomata here is a gap which allows gases to move in and out of the leaf. Its opening and closing is controlled by the guard cells, and the gases that move in and out are usually carbon dioxide and oxygen. And carbon dioxide is very important for photosynthesis because it is the reactant. You need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. So, let's move on. Plants need carbon dioxide to carry out photosynthesis. So carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere will affect the rate of photosynthesis. So if the carbon dioxide is in short supply, then it is a limiting factor. Here we have a graph, carbon dioxide concentration and rate of photosynthesis. Here, as the carbon dioxide concentration increases, the rate of photosynthesis increases. So carbon dioxide is a limiting factor here, because if it is low, rate of photosynthesis is low. But here, the rate of photosynthesis is constant because it is a straight line. And so the carbon dioxide is no longer a limiting factor, and so something else might be. Now plants need light energy to carry out photosynthesis, so light energy will affect the rate of photosynthesis. So therefore it is a limiting factor, such as at nighttime. Plants don't carry out photosynthesis at nighttime because there is no light. So it is a limiting factor. Here we have a graph. It's the same as the carbon dioxide graph because as light intensity increases, the rate of photosynthesis increases. And so light intensity is a limiting factor here. But here, when the rate of photosynthesis is constant, light is no longer a limiting factor. Let's move on. Photosynthesis is a chemical reaction, and so therefore temperature affects its rate, because temperature affects the rate of all chemical reactions. So therefore it is a limiting factor. But photosynthesis is also controlled by enzymes, and that's really important when I show you the graph. So here, as the temperature increases, the rate of photosynthesis increases, and so therefore temperature is a limiting factor. And up here at the peak, we have the optimum temperature for the maximum rate of photosynthesis. But here, the rate of photosynthesis dramatically drops. Why? Because photosynthesis is controlled by enzymes. And if the temperature is too high, then the enzymes denature, which means their shape changes so they no longer work. And because photosynthesis is controlled by enzymes, if the enzymes no longer work, the rate of photosynthesis drops dramatically. And that's basically all you need to know for photosynthesis. This has been the Awesome Tutor. Bye!